pullback buy, people ideally wait for the pullback confirmation. And when the next day, which is something like today, if it breaks above the previous day high, people would take entry somewhere here, keeping the stop loss as the previous day pullback low. So almost after 2021, the stock has although multiple times attempted in November 21 and somewhere in the May 23. Now after many days and weeks, the stock has finally closed above 1972 this level. Checkout is nothing but when the price goes below a key support levels and it quickly moves up. What does it do is all the weaker hands or the people who are weak investors ideally get scared out of this move and get out of the stock. Hello investors, welcome to Chart Shastra. Today is day 56 of our 100-day price action challenge, and coming to the markets today, looks like the market was entirely flat, right? But there was a good positive momentum during the beginning of the day. But again, you know that the market is very weak. Sellers has completely dominated, and you can see that the closing was almost flat, which was at the opening itself. This was the same case happened here today. So yesterday when it was going down, the buyers has dominated, but today looks like the sellers has dominated. So that was a little bit of confusion happening in the market. So there is no clear trend as of now in the market. Of course, the larger trend is over the downside itself. Ideally, it needs to close above this moving average, 50-day moving average, and in fact, coming to a particular level, 23,800 would be the level I would be watching, and 24,180 next level. Even the mid caps as well as small caps have made an attempt to recover, but again, those attempts were failed. In fact, micro cap has closed almost 0.35% negative, and the micro cap was down again 0.55% negative. So, really, the sentiment hasn't picked up, and obviously, we are not expecting the sentiment to pick up in 1 or 2 days. It might take a longer time than we usually expect. It could take more than a week, sometimes more than a month, and probably I remember in 2021 October, it took more than 18 months for Nifty to recover to the same 18,400 level at that time. So you never know. Price wise correction, it was a decent, but time wise correction, let's wait and see how it looks. So the broader market, Nifty 500 index is almost flat today. Nothing tried to move up again, nothing happened. Gold has again, after yesterday's pullback, it has tried to move up again. This was the pullback happened here. So gold is looking very strong. It is not even reaching its 21-day moving average, and 50 EMA is almost very far away, right? Even silver is also getting probably preparing for another breakout silver. If this 96,500 is taken out, probably it might go all the way to 1 lakh too. So metals, at least gold and silver, are very strong as of now. Bank Nifty again, thanks to Kotak Mahindra Bank today, we will be seeing the breakout happen in the Kotak Mahindra Bank. That is a very interesting chart to look at as of now. But the entire Bank Nifty is fairly flat. At least the private bank, because of Kotak, has tried positive. But look at PSU Bank, it's a very weak chart, one of the weakest chart. Even IT is down 1% yesterday. US CPI inflation data is out. Looks like the inflation was little bit higher than expectation. So the IT is not looking good. It is slowly slipping down. If it breaks this level, so we can draw a line over here. If it breaks over this line, because the last time it had happened, it was a quick shakeout and IT quickly moved up. But whether this time it would be a price shakeout or it would be a confirmed breakout, only few more sessions would tell us. Auto has confirmly made a new low today. It is struggling at the lows. Not at all favoring as of now. Reality too, not at all looking good. Pharma, just like IT, has lost its charm over last few weeks. Infra is anyway starting from the September itself, it was very weak. Even FMCG is one of the most weakest indices here, probably after media. Healthcare tried to move up, but nothing major significant. So is media too. But again, media has broken its consolidation in the December itself, whereas FMCG has recently again made a new low. Now let's start with our daily stocks. Looks like Reliance is flat, nothing major improvement. TCS, that was a three follow-up sessions on the downside. That itself tells you that even the volume today is a little bit higher than the average volume. So the selling is happening in the TCS, probably few smart money. Smart players are exiting from the TCS. HDFC Bank consolidating, nothing interesting, and Bharti Airtel looking very solid. It is slowly taking its time. It is never a very fast mover. It usually, sometimes, somewhere here, it has moved very rapidly, but before that, usually Airtel takes its own time. ICICI Bank, just like HDFC, consolidating here. So probably this we can draw it, but for a mini consolidation, if it comes out of this zone, that would be interesting to watch. And Infosys has yesterday broke down this trend line and it has confirmed with a followed down session today. So the next support I would be seeing for Infosys is 1715. IT not at all looking good as of now. Needs to close above these levels, but again, sentiment is very weak in the market. State Bank of India, as usual, very weak. If it closes below this 725 range after the day close, that itself tells you that another new lows would be heading. ITC tried to close above yesterday's high, but again quickly got rejected and closed almost at the lows of the day. Same with Hindustan Unilever. It is just thinking probably just a click away to break down, I guess. LIC is one of the very weak name, nothing interesting. HCL Tech is also slowly sliding down. This was the quick shakeout happened the other time. But if it again happens, I guess if it breaks below this level, probably we might be seeing a sell-off in HCL Tech too. Sun Pharma, nothing interesting. Almost it used to be one of the strongest name. Now it has corrected almost 18% in last 40-45 days and currently trading at its long-term support. Sorry, that was L&T. I'm sorry. Now this is Sun Pharma. Sun Pharma is has taken a reversal at the support level, so that's bit interesting, I guess. Let's wait and see. Bajaj Finance. So let me zoom in. This is a classic example of a pullback buy. So usually what happens is in a pullback buy, people ideally wait for the pullback confirmation, and when the next day, which is something like today, if it breaks above the previous day high, people would take entry somewhere here, keeping the stop loss as the previous day pullback low. So here in the Bajaj Finance, ideally it is 3% stop loss, and usual target could be the most recent high, which is 4.5. But again, Bajaj, since it's acting very well, probably we can expect it to run little longer. That's what the ideally chart tells to me as of now. NTPC very weak, nothing interesting. Axis Bank sliding down. Maruti slowly sliding down, not great. Look at Kotak. It's a very high volume today. See, 12.68 million shares. That's a massive volume, and it finally closed above our 1960 level. So let me just take you to the weekly time frame. Almost after 2021, the stock has although multiple times attempted in November 21 and somewhere in the May 23. Now after many days and weeks, the stock has finally closed above 1972 this level. Let's wait for the weekend on the weekly confirmation, but I think on the daily confirmation it is already looking very good. But again, the market, I usually am not taking any entries in such market condition because I don't feel confident enough to go on a long side in such market condition. But if you are a long-term investor, Bajaj Finance and Kotak Mahindra is looking very great on the charts. They are not only managing this volatility, but they are making new highs in such weak market. Mahindra and Mahindra still weak, not so great. Then I think ONGC is going lower and lower. Probably this would be the level we might be watching. Tata Motors very weak. Ultratech still hanging side, so wake me just after when it came above the trend. Adani down 4.5%, very weak. I've already informed Adani stocks are waste of time. Power grid not looking good. Titan not at all great. See, going down again. Bajaj Auto slowly approaching this long-term support. If it breaks this level, probably 8300 would be clear target, and if it goes below that, that would be a bit danger for Bajaj Auto. Adani Ports not so great. Coal India nothing interesting here. Asian Paints just going sideways. Wipro it is also losing its charm. It used to be a good name, but again probably it will test this again 300 level. So IT, the entire IT index is not that doing great. HAL although up 2%, but nothing. It's still in the downtrend. See, look at this. Yesterday we have talked about this. This is a very good name, Bajaj Finserv. See, this was the where it came out of it. Then we had a very big shakeout. price shakeout. Usually, what happens on a shakeout? Shakeout is nothing but when the price goes below a key support levels and it quickly moves up. What does it do is all the weaker hands or the people who are weak investors ideally get scared out of this move and get out of the stock. And those who are left are the people who are really convincing that this stock would do something. So, because of that conviction, they ideally stay in the market or in that stock. Hence, whenever there was a quick reversal after a price shakeout, it usually leads to a very large move. Looks like Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv are making very good move today. DMart, nothing interesting. Trend going sideways and very weak. Adani Green, waste of time. Diamonds, nothing interesting here too. JSW still trying to move up, but again very choppy name. Adani Power, ignore it. Zomato lost its charm. Nestle, nothing interesting. I'm quickly skipping the charts because there's nothing interesting happen on this. If you are finding it too fast, I can please tell me in the comment section. I would slow it down. IOC, nothing great. Bharat Electronics, not too great. Varun Beverages made a new low today. See, Geo Finance too, very weak. Did not even try to close this gap. DLF too, very weak name. Tata Steel hanging at these levels probably. So let's wait for a solid move either on the upside or on the downside. Same with Vedanta, nothing interesting here. Grasim is also taking its own time, just like Ultratech Cement. IRFC very weak name, lots. LTIM2 probably testing these lows. Support level IT not looking great again. Indigo needs some time, needs to close above 4500, then above this trend line. Again, again consolidating sideways, nothing interesting. SBI Life going sideways. PD Light 2 not that great. ABB not good. Divis tried to move up here, but again closing was very weak. See, that itself tells you how weak the market is. HDFC Life nothing interesting here too. Hindalco no. PFC is also again hanging at the lows. Britannia still not doing great. Ambuja Cement nothing interesting. Gale, same, no, nothing major happening here. Tata Power, REC, Mothers and Sumi. See, you're seeing almost just a VIX. They're trying to move up, but again, the stock is closing below. Godrej Consumer made a new low today. In fact, it has broken down this support. So, it after it had made three attempts, right? We have been seeing these three attempts over last 1 month, and it has finally failed on this day, probably on the budget or post budget. Not looking good. IHR Motors, that was a very, very, very quick sell off. Results were not great. Baroda weak. Cipla trying to move up, but again needs to close at least above this 1550. JSW, nothing interesting. TVS Motor has also lost its charm. Probably Auto, I was believing that Auto might do something on these days, but again, couldn't sustain that rally. Torrent Pharma, nothing interesting hanging at support. Sriram Finance needs to close above here. Solar too, again, one more interesting name, but my personal preference on the chart wise, Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv, Kotak, and after that Cholamandalam. These were the four probably banks and NBFC which are doing very well in the current market. Even Bajaj Holding, if we want to consider it as a NBFC or a holding company, this would be the fifth name. Energy Solutions, nothing great. Punjab National Bank, not good. Dr. Red is very boring. In United Spirit hanging at support low. The ignore this name, very volatile. I prove nothing. It needs to close above this level. Probably, if it gets rejected, that would be a new short. Havels needs to close either below 1490 for short or above 1780 for long. Bosch, very weak name. Apollo Hospital, a little consolidation here, and if it tests this new low, a good shot. Zydus trading in the range itself. Hero Motocorp, nothing interesting, made a new low today. In fact, it has broken yesterday itself. Naukri going sideways. Tata Consumer still sideways, but Godrej Consumer has reached almost its low. Let's wait what would Tata Consumer would do. Dabur, nothing interesting. Lombard, just hanging at these support levels. Jindal still nothing interesting. See, Sri Cements made all the way to here. Probably, let's keep an eye on this Sri Cement. It's looking very interesting. This is something Bajaj Finance looked with before it has broken down, right? It has broken out. Canara Bank, nothing interesting. Down 2%. If it closes below, I think Canara would be very good short opportunity. Looks like this would be the perfect time to short here itself. Union Bank not great. IndusInd nothing interesting. Adani Total is very weak. NHPC too not doing great. BHEL again up, but nothing interesting. IRCTC made a new low today. So not much of an interesting day. It moved up, but again later the market gave back. The sellers has dominated. So let's see. Tomorrow is the Friday. The closing would be interesting to watch. So see you tomorrow, guys. Thanks a lot.